22, episode 22. Here we go, straight in. This is your subject that you sent over about 9 p.m. last night, I think.
Yes, and we shall try really hard not to just turn it into a pitch about TCC.
Well, of course.
But I think it's a transferable discussion, and the discussion is titled...
You seem very serious, mate.
Yeah, I know. It's gone too hot. It's made me angry and stern. The benefits of, for us, being in a creative community.
Yes.
Whether it's the creative collective or not. But it would also be a discussion, you know, if you had a community that was lawyers, for example. What's the benefit of knowing lots of lawyers?
Yeah.
If you're a lawyer. Or a criminal. So yeah, and the angle that I want to come from is that there's still a lot of people out there who don't want to network with people who do the same thing as them.
Yeah.
And being in the position that we are, and have seen how well it works to network with people doing it, not exactly, because you'll have your different styles and whatever, how well it works to know and network with people that do the same genre of work.
Yeah.
But I still come across people who are just not interested. Oh, so would it help if I connect you with some other filmmakers? Oh, no, I don't want to connect with any other filmmakers. And I just find it odd now. But like you, for example, you were just saying how you've got someone else, also a photographer, out on a shoot for you today.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you'd have been in the position of refusing to talk to other photographers, you would have been there and I would have been talking to myself.
Yeah, which probably would have been a better podcast.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm going to agree because we set up TCC for this very reason. However, I will be totally honest, and at the very beginning, I didn't know it was going to be so successful, not in terms of TCC, but in terms of our kind of mantra, collaboration, not competition. Because they've always, especially, I mean, I've said this numerous times, at the very start, you do think that everybody is the enemy. You're absolutely right. Everybody, even if you're targeting the same clients, everybody's different in terms of style. And yeah, the number one thing you can do at the very start of starting a business is network with people doing the same thing as you, which seems so counterintuitive that that's probably why people don't really do it. Because in no other walk of life does that work. But actually, when you actually dig a bit deeper and you think, oh, okay, well, this really does work because you're upskilling yourself. And the vast majority of people starting are going to be self-employed. And if they've got, this is the easiest way to explain it, if they have a shoot or they have a job, well, you can only do that job in one day. So what happens when you're at capacity? You've got two choices, three choices. You can ignore the email. You don't want to do that. You can say, I'm not available, sorry. Or you can say, well, I'm not available, but... And this actually leads on to business development as well, because you've even got choices after this. Well, I'm not available, but I know a trusted person that I can refer on to, which strengthens that relationship, and you're pleasing the client as well. And you can take that a step further, and you can word it in a way, a trusted associate or a colleague, and then you can ask the other professional to white label. And you take a fee of project management or production cost and kind of scale organically that way. So yeah, there's so many ways that it benefits you.
I was exactly the same when I started, and it was because I came from that very businessy world of it's our company versus the other companies that do the same thing. So we would all pitch for the same jobs basically, and hope that we were the ones to get it. And I brought that into freelancing and didn't want to talk to any other voiceovers for a long time, and then realised quite far down the line that there's a massive voiceover community, and I was sort of over here by myself, not talking to anyone. And since I've started talking to others doing the same thing, nothing bad's happened. My business has probably grown because of it, because I've had referrals. I've given referrals. I can't do all of the voiceover jobs because of, I'm not a female, for example. I'm not a Scottish child. There's stuff that I just can't do. But in terms of other things other than just the work, it obviously helps with that. You can get hired in to do stuff to help someone out, and that happens with the video and photography people in TCC a lot. What are the other benefits of talking to people who do the same sort of thing?
Well, I would say, you're absolutely right. The business, if we park sort of the business, because that kind of takes care of itself, and this does, I think, widen itself out to all networking, really, business networking, but especially with what we do with TCC. It's two things. It's knowing that people if you're going through something, a community of people very close to you would have gone through it, through that shared experience. So it's knowing you're not alone and you've always got that support there. And that could be tangible advice, or it could just be a listening ear, but just knowing that there's people around. I think that's really, really helpful. But also on the skill side is that, we have a peer-to-peer support group that any advice that people need on a technical level can just pop any messages in there. And there's always, very, very rarely is there something that hasn't been sorted because of the range. And that's not just with TCC, that's just networking in general. It's tapping into other people's skills, but also other people's networks. Which leads us to another really nice sort of part of it, is you've always got someone to refer onto. You never have to say no to anyone. Or if you need a service, you've got people to choose.
That's one of the things that I found from all types of networking, is that I don't have to Google for things anymore. Gone are the days of looking at reviews, hoping that they're genuine, looking on Checker Trade just to check someone's going to do my gutters properly. I can just ask people from networking, do you know someone that can do this? Yes. And I would recommend them. I've used them before.
The only issue with that...
Oh, yes.
The only issue with that is if you get referred or someone is part of your group and they stink the place out in terms of the work they do. That can be awkward.
So you have to have a certain amount of knowledge of what the people are doing, how the quality of their work, and also trusting. It can work. It can fail as well when I've asked someone, who do you recommend for this? In one of the early networking groups I was in and needed something doing, like a monthly retainer thing, and I was connected. We've used this company. It's great. And it was horrendous. Had a horrendous experience for like 7-8 months, and sacked them off eventually.
I know who you're talking about.
I know you do. So it can go wrong. But I'd rather hire through networking and community than Google now.
Well, I suppose like anything, you're going to get lucky on Google and you're going to get lucky in networking groups, aren't you? Any other benefits of forming a community of like-minded people?
So collaboration is one of the things. So if we spread out from just saying knowing other photographers and videographers, in a creative community, there'll be people doing other things like writing, voiceover, composing, and it just means the other things that you can get involved with, the scope is larger, I think. So, for example, you did your short film around your house. I was very kindly invited to that.
You were AD.
I expect it every time. But it just means you've got a team there already for stuff. because it's not. Yeah, it's just it's people that you already know. So there's a relationship, a certain level of trust.
Yeah.
And it might not be even that they're the best at what they do, because I'd never done it before, but you still said come along and do it. It's just because you know it will be a fun, worthwhile, maybe a bonding experience as well for the people involved. So there's opportunities to do things that you might not normally get involved with as well, I think.
Yeah, I think this is maybe a slight tangent, but you mentioned the people that you outsource to or work with may not be the best at what they do. And I think there's something in that, because I would much rather work with someone. Of course, a person's work needs to be to a level. But once that level is reached, I would much rather work with someone who I enjoy working with on that day. And you can have a laugh with, and they're professional, rather than someone absolutely at the top of their game that it's just an energy vampire and I'm just going to, just be bored.
Yeah, I've always said I'd rather work with a 7 out of 10 who is great fun and we get on really well than a 10 out of 10 who's an arsehole.
Oh,
because
that's good.
It's
solid 7 out of 10.
Oh yeah,
I've made a career out of that.
Yeah.
6.5 sometimes.
I was going to say, maybe pushing it, but
pushing it at 7. 6.5, 7.5 on a good day, 5.4 on a bad.
5.4 average.
That's the range, I reckon.
If it's a 5.4 average, it means there's some lower than that as well.
Yes. But yeah. But on episode 21, I was talking about one of the lovely things about being self-employed is when you do work within a team. And having a network of people, those teams are inbuilt, aren't they? And you can call upon people. I would also say that it adds value to you and your business, because if you're having a call with someone, a client call, and they say, oh, well, we need this and we need this, and you can say, I know loads of those.
Yeah.
I can introduce you to this person, and straight away, just say it to you're tendering or you're both, there's a few people proposing for work. Well, that's going to put you well ahead, because they'll can say, well, if we go with him or her, they know this person, which means that we can just work with them rather than, pulling all these people, together. Yeah. So it adds a huge amount of value to you and your business, I would say.
Yeah. So we've got a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Let's ignore the word creative. What's the main thing that you take from being in communities? Well, do you have your pool community, of course?
Well, it's having that shared interest, isn't it? It's having the common interests and shared interests that you can just come together. I mean, sort of talking about this is potentially this would be the same if you were into filmmaking or into pool or whatever. Is you could have a beer with someone or have a coffee, and you wouldn't even have a clue what this person liked to do or whether they had kids or whatever. Nothing about them, but you could have a 2-hour conversation about that shared interest because that's what kind of bonds you. So it's that common bond, isn't it? Which is really nice to have, and to have that pretty much at your fingertips at all times is a special thing, I think. What about you?
I like that. I think it's the relationships. I always felt odd considering people that I do business with, friends, but I find it easier to think of people like that now. Like when we went out last week.
Sorry to interrupt, but is that, you mean when you were employed?
No, now, like since freelancing.
Yeah, but when you were employed, you thought you kept it separate, like you did.
Oh yeah, that's obvious. They're people I know at work.
Yes.
You only talk about work.
Yeah.
When you're with them.
But now it's a bit more blended.
Yeah, and I think it comes back to what you're saying about the shared interest, and because it's a creative community, quite a lot of people do have, I don't know, common things that I like nerdy stuff like computer games or music's not nerdy, but there's always a common thread to pick up with someone. And I think it's just even though I'm alone a lot of the time, it's just a very warm feeling knowing that thing is there, waiting if I need it, and you know, moving by itself, and being able to dip in and out of it, and chat to any one of the group about something cool that I'm interested in.
And at the risk of this sounding, like you said at the start, a TCC ad, we're not talking about TCC specifically. For instance, just say we were members of another creative, and even if we were parts of a community, as just members, we would feel exactly the same, because that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Exactly.
So, in summary, if you're starting out as a self-employed person, get plugged into your community.
Yes.
Focus on collaboration, and not competition. And come to next TCC. Good. Okay, we'll cut there.